Morning, Rhino community. It's Steve again. It's 3 days on the trot. Yesterday I started off doing the first batch of singles haul. I'm going to complete that now in the second video. Just if you missed the first one, a big haul of singles that cost me very few pennies, mainly because a local charity shop was closing down, and some from a donation as well to another charity shop as well. So without further ado, let's start again, carry on. So next single in this first single in this batch is La Belle Epoque and their version of Black is Black. Disco record, which is quite surprising as it ended up on the Harvest label. The Jam, their first big top 10 single all around the world. Number one single from 1983, that's Billy Joel, Uptown Girl. Tom Jones, I think this was the number one as well, Green Green Grass of Home. B-side's good on this. Another number one, no, not that's top 10 single from 1980, Casey and the Sunshine Band, Please Don't Go. Something totally ridiculous. This band, pop 70s band called Kenny, and that's their first big hit single, The Bump. And they've had a couple more hits, one of them being Julianne. Coming up to Christmas, one of the perennial Christmas songs that's played every year is Jonah Louie and Stop the Cavalry. This record, I loved this. I need to pay £1 for this. I don't mind admitting that. This is Lieutenant Pigeon's Mouldy Old Dough. Once you get the tune in your head, you won't get it out. What was significant was that the guy, the piano player, was the composer's mum. I can't remember, and played this old out of tune pub type piano. It's just a great. It always brings a smile to my face. This record does. The Look, I Am the Beat. I think it became a hit really because it's one of those records that had that continuous groove at the end. Not that the tune was any cop. I think it pretty much they were a one-hit wonder. Lulu, The Man Who Sold the World, is a collaboration with Bowie. And B-sides her version of Watch That Man. Yes, look, Bowie was a big fan of Lulu's and got to work with her. And I think this was our last big hit single at the time for a period until they reissued a Shout. I think it's very difficult because I'm not sure there was more than just a collaboration there. But hey, it sort of petered out. Great single from '79. Pop music was number 2. I believe it also was a top 10 single in America as well. Record that was big and then started disco, Rock Your Baby by George McRae. How do you follow George McRae? Motorhead. This is their version of Louie Louie. Louie Louie. And also managed to pick up Bomber. And I brought this at St Giles and I just picked it up. I didn't look at it. I just thought, I'll have that Motorhead Bomber. It was only when I got home and when I realised that's in blue vinyl. So I was doubly pleased with that. Excellent. The Motors, Dancing the Night Away, their first big hit single. Fun band from the 70s. I always thought they were fun. Mud, and they had number one single there, Tiger Feet. Again, coming up to Christmas, and there was their big Christmas number one. It was the Christmas number one in 1974, Lonely This Christmas. Excuse me, one of Gilbert O'Sullivan and his ode to the girl he was babysitting, Claire. Now again, this was another number one single. I was watching last night on BBC iPlayer documentary on Mike Oldfield, particularly how he got put together Tubular Bells. So I might as well show you this. This was the single I put up. This was Portsmouth. He had occasional instrumental top 10 singles in the chart. This record, I do remember when it got to #1 and how I cried when the Sweet knocked it off. Little Jimmy Osmond, long-haired lover from Liverpool. Silly boy. Paper Lace, #1 single in the UK, Billy Don't Be a Hero. And then they followed it up with The Night Chicago Died, which I believe got to #1 in the States. So, again, pretty much that was it. They would, dare I say it, a two-hit wonder. Some Elvis. This is It's Now or Never. Wooden Heart. Return to Sender. Next up, Johnny Preston, Running Bear. And here we got Alan Price, the Jarrow song. Alan Price, keyboardist with The Animals, left pretty much after the House of Rising Sun. Went set up on his own, set the Alan Price trio or something like that. And a few hits, Simon Smith and his Dancing Bear. I think he introduced the British audience to Randy Newman. The Jarrow song, this is inspired by, in the 1930s during the Big Depression, a group of miners, I believe, from Jarrow, which is a town in the northeast of England, were so desperate of their plight, they walked all the way down to the Houses of Parliament, and along the way, people stopped off and sort of gave them what they had. The Depression in the 1930s really hit people hard. And this song is a sort of celebration of that. A classic single. If you're going to have a debut single, you might as well make it something really excellent. This is Procol Harum's White Shade of Pale. Another #1 single. This is from 1975. This is Pussycat and Mississippi. Another single, #1 single from 74. This is Quattro, Devilgate Drive. The Rack label, which is Mickey Mouse label, and quite a lot of Mike Chapman and Nicky Chin wrote on there. This is another one of their later ones. This is Ray C's Lay Your Love on Me. I think we've got to #2. This is Living, this record coming up, if I get it right. This is Cliff Richard and the Drifters, Living Doll. You know, it's not the Drifters. Drifters was the name of his backing band at the time, and because of the confusion with the American Drifters, they changed the name to, as we know now, as the Shadows. Again, Cliff Richard, Travelling Light, backed up with Dynamite. Please Don't Tease. Diana Ross, Upside Down. The Rubettes, Sugar Baby Love, one of these singles where the guy who recorded it left the band, brought a replacement, became a #1. They had a couple more big singles, Jukebox Jive being one of my favourites. The final batch of these singles, we've got Leo Sayer, The Show Must Go On, his first bit hit single. And then You Make Me Feel Like Dancing. Gags. What can I say? Shorty Waddy and their version of 3 Steps to Heaven, and their big #1 single, Under the Moon of Love. Carly Simon's Why? Probably a favourite song of mine. One of my favourites of the Chic organisation, productions. This record was a free single they got with something to do with Pepsi. And it got on their Tremolo's Here Comes My Baby, and Simon and Garfunkel's 59th Street Bridge song, Feeling Groovy. Eye Level by the Simon Park Orchestra, number one single. This was the theme music to the television series Van der Valk, which was tales of a Dutch detective based in Amsterdam. Slick, Forever and Ever, introduced the world to Midua. This is the St. Andrews chorus. I don't know why I picked this up. I think it must have been in the batch. It's choral music, basically. Alvin Stardust here with Jealous Mind, another number one single. Steely Span, All Around My Hat. Rod Stewart and Sailing. Originally it was released as a single, got to number 2, and then it was used as a theme song to the one of these Fly on the Walls documentaries called Sailor. I'm trying to think what the name was. It was based on the Art Royal. I think it was called Sailor or something like that. Something for the summer holidays. That's Sylvia and Viva España. So Rita, Your Kiss is Sweet. Tears for Fears. This is their second big single, Change. And they followed it up afterwards with Pale Shelter. Teddy Bears. To know him is to love him. Introduced the world to Phil Spector. It is generally perceived that the first real British group that had number one single really hit it big was the Beatles. This actually preceded it. Telstar by the Tornadoes, Genius of Joe Meek, got to number one in 1962. The single then made number one in America, and it's basically a homage to the Telstar satellite, which able to broadcast live pictures from the United States back to the UK. And it's something we take for granted for time, but now we're talking 50 odd years ago. How big a thing that was. Olivia Newton-John, John Travolta, You're the One I Want, number one single. As it says, number ones, and this was Tremolo's Silence Hit Golden, which was number one for him in 1967, backed by Here Comes My Baby. Bonnie Tyler, It's a Heartache. Another number one single from 1975, Tropical Tropicals, Barbados. Number one single from 1985, Midua. I think he got most of the success from Live Aid and everything. Randy Van Warmer's Just When I Needed You Most. What a name. As John Peel said, if I had a Randy Van Warmer, she'd be allowed in the back of my Transit anytime. This record was given 3 by Record Mirror, and you've got on here Tangerine Dream, a live track from XTC. Then on the back you've got Motors, and you've got Uroy. So you've got a bit of everything there, a bit of reggae. John White, Missing You. Walker Brothers, when they got back together in the 70s. This is the song they recorded, the big hit, No Regrets. We're almost there, we're almost done. Barry White, You're My First, My Last, My Everything. Wizard, Are You Ready to Rock? And then finally, in the back in this, turn it round, John Paul Young, Love's in the Air, which was used, it's always been a popular song. There, phew. So you're going to be quiet now for the rest of the week, I think. So thank you again for viewing. Feel free to leave comments, and I look forward to. I do love reading them. Until next time, enjoy the rest of your week. I'm